Hey there, I'm Frank Mitchell. On this channel, it's all about helping you understand your car and keeping it running the way it should. Whether it's routine maintenance or solving those tricky problems, I've got you covered. If you find this useful, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to watch till the end. You might learn something that saves you time and money. All right, let's get started.
Today we take a tour of the Segment B, the utilitarian, to compare three of the most prominent models in this category. We are talking about the SEAT Ibiza, the Peugeot 208, recently awarded the European Car of the Year award, and the Citroën C3. The cars in this segment have a clear urban orientation due to their dimensions. This also allows them to offer an adjusted and more attractive starting price than the increasingly popular SUVs. Although they all have certain features in common, they also show some differences, such as the time they have been on the market, their orientation, or even their price. For all these reasons, we will compare them on several points, such as price, engines, or equipment, to try to check which one is the most recommendable. Price. We start with the most recent model, which curiously is not the most expensive, albeit by a little. The Peugeot 208 has a starting price of €15,200, but Carwow offers allow the price to drop on average about €3,100 depending on the version and engine chosen. Citroën C3 SEAT Ibiza Peugeot 208 price from €14,500 from €15,760 from €15,200 powertrain gasoline and diesel. Gasoline, diesel and CNG gasoline, diesel and electric length 3, 99405405 trunk 300 liters 450 liters 308 liters. The most expensive in our comparison is the Spanish SEAT Ibiza, which starts at €15,760. The Carwow offers get an average discount of €4,000 depending on the engine chosen, so we can say that, for all practical purposes, the Ibiza is somewhat cheaper than the 208. Finally, we have the Citroën C3, the cheapest version of our comparison. The French model has a starting price of €14,500, a figure that, with the discounts we offer in Carwow, can be reduced considerably. Engines. First of all, let's talk about the mechanical range offered by the SEAT Ibiza. It is the only one of the three models that can obtain the ECO label from the DGT thanks to the TGI version that runs on compressed natural gas. In addition, there are also 3- and 4-cylinder gasoline engines, including versions with dual-clutch automatic transmission. Diesel engines are no longer available. The Peugeot 208 is the one that offers a range perhaps more current, since it even has a 100% electric version called E208 and gets the label 0 of the DGT. Obviously, this version is notably more expensive, since it has a 50 kilowatt-hour electric battery that offers a range of 340 kilometers. It exceeds €30,000. It also has diesel and gasoline engines. All gasoline options are 3-cylinder and 8-speed automatic gearboxes, and torque converter developed by the Japanese company Aisin are available. The Citroën C3 is the most traditional model since it only has diesel and gasoline engines. Again, PureTech gasoline options are only 3-cylinder and almost identical to those of 208, while in diesel cycle there is only one option also shared with the Peugeot. The automatic transmission available is torque converter. Technology. The most advanced model in this aspect is undoubtedly the new Peugeot 208, since it has some relatively innovative elements in the segment and that its competitors cannot offer. We refer, for example, to the iCockpit. This interior configuration has a small steering wheel and located below a fully digital instrumentation. The SEAT Ibiza also has an optional digital instrumentation, but the Peugeot 208 gets a more striking visual effect by displaying information at different levels, which generates a three-dimensional illusion. The infotainment system also features a more generous screen in the French model, but the Ibiza stays up to date with easy-to-use menus. Both systems are compatible with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. One of the shortcomings we found in the Peugeot 208 and Citroën C3 is that the climate controls are not physical, but are included in the touch panel. This seems to us something to criticize since the temperature setting requires more attention than in a traditional system. In terms of driving assistance, both the SEAT and the Peugeot stand out with an adaptive cruise control that can act on the steering to center the vehicle in the lane. Other elements are common to all three models, such as the blind spot detector, signal recognition, or emergency braking in the city. Dimensions and roominess. Both the SEAT Ibiza and the Peugeot 208 have the same length at 4.05 meters. In fact, they are two of the largest models in the segment, although we're talking about a category in which there are no major differences. The Citroën C3 is somewhat smaller with a length of 3.99 meters. This means that in the trunk there are also differences between our three protagonists. The first classified is clearly the Ibiza. Since it reaches 355 liters of capacity, is the largest in the segment and with good margin. The Peugeot 208 narrowly exceeds 300 liters, specifically reaches 309, and narrowly exceeds the Citroën C3 that does stay at 300 liters exactly. The interior roominess is similar in the three models. Perhaps the most generous is the Ibiza, especially in the rear seats. Conclusion. As we have mentioned, we are dealing with three models that have many more similarities than differences. They are products that have been in the segment for some time with their respective generations, so in all three cases we are talking about recommended and safe purchases. The main difference in these segments is usually marked by the price, and in this aspect the Citroën C3 is the most advantageous for its simplicity and the time it has been on the market. If, on the other hand, we want a model with more technological load, we'll have to opt for the Peugeot. Precisely, the 208 seems to us very remarkable for offering an electric version in a segment where this is not at all common today. In addition, it has many resources and a modern design. However, we believe that the most complete, balanced, and practical option is the SEAT, since its larger trunk allows you to travel more comfortably and also has a wide range of mechanics and an adequate technological load.